What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So guys, I want to talk a little bit more about this divestment community that is occurring online. And it really embodies a group of disgruntled African-American, or let's say first or second generation born Caribbean or African women that are tired of being, stuck in the dating world of the dyers of the black community. They're tired of black men. They're tired of quote unquote black liberalism. And they feel like they're just worth too much more to be dealing with black men not getting what they deserve in the dating market. So many of these women are either still dating black men and, opening up their opportunities to date other men, or dating other men and leaving black men alone. Okay. And it's, very mutually exclusive in that regard. However, what we have seen online are some of the degrading things and challenges happening on TikTok. Now, obviously, this doesn't include all black women that are dating other groups of men. But I do find this to be astounding. And obviously, we see that too with some, black men with white women. But here's a new viral trend going on Instagram. And what you see is these particular people, if you look here on this particular challenge, these black women are smiling with their white boyfriends and they're pretending that they are being hung or hanged. Okay. Like from a tree in the days of the old slavery South. Right. And if you look at it, they think that it's very, very cool. They're laughing and smiling and stuff like that. And, I really want to, kind of talk to the people out there about, dating interracial. And let me just say this. If you date people outside of your own community, like I'm African American, and some of our people we date in the other parts of the black world, the Caribbean community or the African community, we're dating what we call intraculturally or interculturally. But let's say you're dating interracially. I don't have a problem with that. But why is it that you need to denigrate yourself or degrade oneself for the enjoyment of another group? And I see these things happening more frequently than they should. I see it with black men with white women, and then I'm seeing it now more or less with white women or black women and white men. And then you're doing it with a smile. You're happy to humiliate yourself for a guy who thinks it's funny. But let me just tell you this. You think that guy respects you, huh? I'm going to tell you something. Any man who would do something like that to you doesn't respect you. He doesn't love you. He don't respect your people. But you know what? Some people are okay with being the token person, because just because he likes me doesn't mean that he's racist. Anybody that participates in something like that is a full-blown racist. I'm sorry. I could never do something like that to a woman of another race. And I could come up with 100 cruel things and jokes I think I can do. But out of respect for that person and for her community that would not appreciate that, I would never even think about doing something like that. But these ladies make themselves so readily available to those things. And then you complain if you go to someplace else and some other white person calls you the N-word, or his family don't like you. Then you want to start getting mad and start trying to expose them. Then you want to come back to the black community and have your say. And the reality is that you need to deal with the situation on your own. All right. Just like the brother that was in Miami and he was talking about how he hated black women, and when the white woman, ended up stabbing him, what could you say? How could he be defended with his rhetoric towards his own people? And this is what I don't get. Don't get me wrong. I say some tremendous things about the community every day, on the podcast and off. But I'm never going to go to a group of people and say, hey, can you walk me like a dog? Can you pretend to hang me? And let's make a joke about it on TikTok and embarrass all the people that came before me in my community that worked hard so that I can have the life that I have right now, for my parents that migrated from, the old Jim Crow South, moving west, trying to find a good life for themselves and for their future children. How could I ever disrespect our people like that? And you should feel the same to yourself. But I would also believe that some of these ladies that are doing this, let me just say this, they are not even African American. And I'm not trying to start some kind of war between the Caribbeans and Africans. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because some of these people that are doing this, I can guarantee you they're from someplace else. Not all those chicks are African American, if either one at all. Because I can tell you what they're doing. They can do that because they don't feel connected to our community. I would guarantee you, a lot of those ladies that do stuff like that, they're not African American. I don't know where they're from. I can't prove it. Because that's why they're doing it, because they don't feel connected. That's why if you call certain people from other communities the N-word, they don't get mad. White person called African American the N-word, you're gonna have a fight on your hands. But calling that to somebody from the continent or from the Caribbean, it's not as offensive. And I think that with this joke, that these ladies who look like they're African Americans, I can probably believe that some of them are not, if not most of them, or not all of them are not. Because why? It's funny to them because they don't feel like, well, I'm not a black American. That didn't happen to my people. So let's go ahead and do the joke. But what you don't understand is, what you don't understand is this. They look at you the same as all of us. And as soon as something comes out there, you open the door for them to disrespect you and your people. I don't care where you come from. If you're from Africa, if you're from the Caribbean, if you participate in that kind of stupid shit, or African American, and they may not say it, but once you allow yourself to be disrespected, the tests are coming. Okay? The tests are coming. It's coming. All right? That is the fundamental issue. And that is the problem. And for some of these people out here who are doing divestments, that's what you're doing when you're going around talking about black men. When you're talking about the white man as a better opportunity than the black man, you pretty much sit around and just let somebody go up there and just raise your shirt as if they're doing that to you. That's what you sound. That's what you look like when you go over there and say, the people in my community, no good men over there. You might as well let them just raise your shirt collar. That's all you're doing. When you put your people down in front of other people and say that you don't want to date them, but date somebody else, male or female, that's what you allow them to do. If you have a preference, then just go there and don't talk down on your own folks. It's better that way. But when you make it public, you embarrass yourself. So you have this, so they have no problem eventually disrespecting you because you've already opened the door. Once you've already opened the door, there's no going back now. You've already shown that you don't respect yourself. So why should they respect you? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jungle. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.